Saxon Panchik, Justin Medeiros, 22.2. We're gonna go up and then we're going back down. 200 total repetitions.
Matt, when you first got to open it, you had your idea of what it was gonna be like. After seeing Laura and Emma go, any other things you picked up for these guys?
Yeah, I think for these two and this caliber of athlete, there's no pacing. You know, I think for the regular gym goer, you know, you should be cautious on the way up. You know, that the sets of like 1 through 7 on the way up are going to be a trap. It's going to get exponentially harder when you're going up to the peak. I think for these guys, it's 100 deadlifts at 225. It's 100 burpees. I think for them, it's put the pedal down and just hang on.
Second of our two matchups is both athletes are in their rounds of 5. I want to correct something we said earlier on the standards. The jump standard on the bar facing burpee is the same as it was in 2021. Don't have to go 2 feet. It's going to spread. It's going to speed some things up.
Matt, have you played with that standard different than we had in the past?
Yeah, you know, I've played with standards of, you know, there's always a possibility of what if they don't require this, what if they don't require that. And it's kind of the same as, you know, training something like a wall ball to a 9-foot target. I don't do it often, but it changes your cycle rate. It changes the effort going in, so you need to adjust your speed based off that. And so for here, it's like we're so ingrained. We've competed with one standard for so long, so it can feel odd doing the standard to almost like an easier version where it doesn't need to be a 2-foot takeoff. And I think that can throw off a couple of people. So this kind of touches back to what I was talking about earlier of don't rush into the workout. As soon as you see the workout, go play with the standard, walk through it, practice not doing a 2-foot takeoff. Tomorrow, practice miniature rounds and, you know, get more familiar with it with intensity. And then on Saturday, that's when you hit it full speed. Once you're familiar with the new standard, so you don't need to think about it and constantly remind yourself as you're doing the workout.
Justin Medeiros is into his round of 8, as is Saxon Panchik. In the round of 6, Saxon got hit with a no rep that allowed Medeiros to open up a little bit of a lead on him, but now Saxon is starting to reel him in just a little bit as we are on our way up here. 1 to 10, then 10 and 9 back down to 1, I should say. 200 total repetitions. Medeiros is not even halfway through as we approach the 3-minute mark.
And we said on the women's side, this is the meat rounds. These are the money rounds. That 7 to 7, we said, is that, and as you said, Matt, it's not necessarily go slow in the beginning, maybe not waste some time, but it's waiting till we get here where you really start to throttle down.
Yeah, I think the commentary for the regular gym goers versus these two individuals is completely different. I'd be shocked if we see Justin's pace slow at all. I'm willing to bet he's going to get to the set of 10 and then put down the hammer. And I mean, Saxon is in peak shape right now. So I mean, they both look phenomenal. They both don't look like they're fatigued. I think they're going to put up some very impressive and scores that will hold their own on the leaderboard.
Justin Medeiros is now into his round of 10, and Saxon Panchik is closing out his round of 9. So Medeiros able to open up a little bit more of a lead here as we are at the crest of the ladder. And now it'll be back down in numbers after Justin Medeiros completes these 10 bar-facing burpees. Again, you don't have to have a 2-foot takeoff. Same standard that we had last year in the 2021 quarterfinals. Matt, you've worked with Justin, you've talked to him, you've been around him, trained with him. What makes him so special?
I mean, it's kind of tough to pick one thing and where to start. You know, he's an incredibly impressive athlete. He's super young. I mean, he has such a long runway ahead of him, but he approaches things correctly. The biggest thing that stands out to me is, you know, he won the games off the 57th place finish in the Open. You know, he is laser focused on his goal. He knows what his priority is, and the priority is the games. It's not the Open. So, you know, he goes through flows with his training. Some point in his training, he's concerned about getting stronger and not being able to breathe heavy. But then when the time's right, he starts shifting his training and peaking for the right time.
Right now, he's on his way back down. Justin Medeiros is in his 2nd round of 9 bar-facing burpees. Saxon Panchik has managed to close the gap a bit here. Now just 4 reps back of Medeiros as we have now just 5 minutes remaining. Halfway through here, 22.2.
Like I said at the top of the show when the women were going, this is a nasty little couplet between the deadlift barbell pull from the floor and then the burpee push from the floor. Matt, when you're looking at this couplet between the two, we think complementary movements. Oh, it's push-pull a little bit. Not quite when you put these two together.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of hinging. I think efficiency is going to be key here. You know, if you watch Justin, he's not snapping both feet up at the same time. You know, stepping up out of your burpee, you know, if you're doing it efficiently and quickly, they're barely slower than jumping both feet up at the same time, but they use a fraction of the energy. The other thing I want to point out, Justin's doing a great job. He's changing directions every time he jumps over the bar, so he's not getting dizzy by the time he goes back to his deadlifts. And that, I think, after 100 reps, starts to add up.
Medeiros now done with his second round of 7 deadlifts and into his second round of 7 bar facing burpees. Saxon Panchik has now fallen back. He's 8 reps behind Medeiros.
Matt nailed it. I mean, Justin Medeiros' pace, especially on the burpees, but the transition from burpee to deadlift is probably the most impressive thing because there's a lot of time where you can feel sorry for yourself stepping up from the last burpee and knowing how to pick up that bar.
Yeah, I think too, you have to factor in that, you know, Justin is a very, very good deadlifter. So this barbell's not even a 50% deadlift for him. So for him, he's not ever going to fail a 225 deadlift, you know, not in this circumstance. I mean, same with Saxon. So it's, you know, just keeping that throttle down, reminding yourself, like, this will be over in a couple minutes. The pain will go away. I'll be fist bumping my buddy and drinking water in a couple minutes with a nice low heart rate.
50% of your deadlift. That would be a nice world to live in.
Medeiros is now into his second of 5 rounds, looking to get to the 180 mark, and then it should go pretty fast for him. Less than 3 minutes to go, 200 total repetitions is what these men need to complete this workout inside that time cap, and Medeiros is well on his way towards doing that, and Saxon Panchik is putting up a good pace as well.
I think it's so hard to forget. Yes, it's 50% of his deadlift. Yes, it's burpees, but the intensity that these athletes now have to display because of their ability is a lot different than, say, you know, someone like me doing the workout where I just think, how far can I get in 10 minutes? Like, it's not easier just because they're fitter.
No, I mean, the fitter you get, the faster you go. The pain never gets less.
4 reps remaining for Justin Medeiros. Saxon Panchik is also on pace to finish well within the 10-minute time cap. Final rep for Medeiros as he's going to take the matchup 7:54 unofficially. My goodness.
I mean, some of the times we heard about what was tested coming into this was maybe getting underneath that 10-minute mark, not the 8-minute mark.
Saxon Panchik is going to finish as well, so 3 of the 4 athletes finished inside the 10-minute time cap, and that is something that we were told might happen. It's going to be close. But these two absolutely smashed this workout. Impressive efforts from both of them. And Justin Medeiros, 7:58.10 seconds. Saxon Panchik in at 8:26.9.
2 fit dudes. Unbelievable performance. And, you know, Matt, you called it. It's just, there's a way to look at it from this individual athlete side and maybe your casual athlete side.
Yeah,
so,
pacing for the defending champ is going to be a little bit different than your regular affiliate.
just add a little bit of line there, and you got your racing, not for these athletes here. But everyone else watching, you know, we might want to use the P word when it comes to pacing out this workout.
Do not try that at home. One more look at just went down.